So if you want to learn to do trees, you can come up here and stand around if you want. There's a really good book that is one of these books right here, and it talks about the underlying structure of a tree. So I'm just going to show you. And this is Elliot O'Hara. It's a really old book, and it shows kind of how trees can be different shapes. Like there's cylinders, or there are, you know, essentially triangles or whatever. And then he talks about different types of trees, and these are pretty abstract, but they're also pretty cool. Like if you look at the shape of them, if you make all your trees the same, then it kind of makes your painting boring. So this kind of gives you ideas of like different shapes of trees. I like these. I think this looks really modern. This was painted like a long time ago, but it does look modern kind of. So anyway, different trees. So if you want to do the pine trees that look like this, how I start this is I start light in the back, but let me just show you the shape of this if you want to kind of figure, actually I'll do it on a little piece of paper, if you want to figure out how I do the shape. So the shape of one of these trees is essentially going to be a cone, right? But it goes around. So all of these branches are going to be round. And branches, because of the sun, grow up pine trees, and they're kind of staggered, but also they're going all the way around. So some are coming towards you, which is foreshortening. Some are going up. Some stick out, kind of wonky. And then there's other offshoots of those. So once you get your basic structure, so some of these are coming straight down, and some are in the back, and some are coming straight out. You kind of have a basic structure here, right? And then the painting part, the drawing part's pretty easy, but the painting part, what I do, and if I'm just gonna start with a regular one. When I do these, I go really, really light and I blend forward, and I can show you how to do that later. But just a basic tree is, and sorry I'm left-handed, it's kind of hard to see. I start, and the lines that you make don't have to be straight, but I get lots of paint on my brush, and I just kind of start with like a straight line, and then I start making these little blobs, and I keep a lot of paint on my brush. I keep it really wet, and I kind of make these little branches go up, and I just think of this as like these little branches. They're all connected, and I follow the same structure that I drew. So I drew like a very basic triangle or a cone, I guess. And then you're gonna have varied colors. So some of them are really light, some are really, really dark. And then maybe I'll grab a little bit of brown for the middle, because you're not gonna see the trunk very much, but you will a little bit. And then I'm gonna mix my greens up a little bit. I have a lot of that green, but maybe I'll mix a little yellow in with it. So I have a little bit of that. And I'm just kind of like pooling this color. And you can even start from, out here and work in, or you can start from in and work out, depending on what hand you like to paint with. I don't know how you righties do it. How do right-handed people paint? And then another thing that you can do to add variety that's kind of fun is sometimes I'll add a little bit of purple in with my green, because it just makes it a little bit more dimension. How's it? Even though trees aren't really purple, but do you see how that kind of adds a little fun? Adds a little fun to it. And then keep going, and then fill it out a little bit in the back, because you know you're going to have branches in the back that you won't necessarily see. And then maybe mix a little yellow. Different shades of green are important, going back in here. But essentially Pacific Northwest trees, like if you're thinking of this area, they're usually pretty dark. So you can always get it wet. Another thing that some people like to do is take your water and just make the branches, and then you can go in with your paint and you can have like a totally different look. You can just kind of drop that in there, which makes it really watery and pretty. The secret is to use plenty of water, but not too much water. It has to be just perfect. And then you kind of have this like, and then I'm kind of getting into the blue here. A little bit more, and to vary my color a little. So I've got like, you don't ever want it to be all one solid color, because as the sunlight or the moonlight hits it, it's going to vary a little. Get some purple in here. How's that? Does that look like a tree? you have that. And then if you want to make it a little bit more interesting in the bottom, add a little shadow. Little shadows up here. And if you feel like it's not filled out enough, and some of these are really thin and have lots of space in between, and some of them are not. So other kinds of trees. Let's do another kind of tree. If you want to think about like a twisty tree that kind of comes down. No, this guy throws down a little bit. I sound like Bob Ross. This guy, let's give him a friend. It's so cheesy. And then you kind of like add, but it's all about the underlying structure. So then I would probably get a bigger brush. This is number 14. Sizes are varied though. And they can kind of be abstract. It's not like they have to be super realistic. You just have to think about the fact that it's three-dimensional. I'm going to work on this guy a little bit more. I just want to kind of block this in right now. You can melt right into the other tree. I need another cool tree. What's another idea? These are all kind of cute. Oh, another one that's easy is you could do like a cypress tree, which kind of has like this round. I'll let it dry. And then you have like, and you have like the basic little. So fun. Yeah. So different things. You just think about the structure and draw it as a three-dimensional item. And then as this goes on, I'm going to add more into the background. Maybe some other color. I think it's more interesting when it has different colors in it though. So I'll keep going on that. And then you want to think about your ground. Where would the shadow be on? It would be like this way. Kind of fun. It's very yellowy green grass. There. Easy. Yeah. So then if you want to do something like this, I just add a lot of water to my paint. And I start with super, super light, and then I just drop other colors in there. And then as I come forward, I'm going to make this even more. As I come forward, I just add more and more and more color and pigment, and it turns out. Yay. All done.